I want to see if it was possible to beat Liza P with just the sawtooth wheel, or otherwise I like to call it the rusty wheel. Now, I did allow parrying during this run, but to be honest, my entire reason for doing this run was because I'm really just not a fan of parrying in Souls-like games. But I did use it when I felt like it was needed. Starting off the challenge, I actually found it a lot easier than I had imagined. We had previously done a bow-only challenge in Elden Ring, which was an absolute nightmare, so I'd imagine this would have been the same way. But really, I only really died because during any of my live streams that I do over on TikTok, I had an ability that my chat's able to spawn in extra enemies on me. So that kind of increased the difficulty. Although we don't have a large viewer, so it didn't really happen that often. That was typically the reason for most of the deaths, especially running to the bosses. But really though, most of the bosses and mini bosses were not really hard at all at range, because I really just felt like the difficulty came from needing to press the button on the controller 9,000 plus times during this run. It might be obvious to say, I don't think this game is made with throwing in mind at all. And to be honest, most people when playing this game will not have an unlimited supply of rusty wheels, and to be honest, why would you want them? But even with the other throwables, I just feel like 90% of the enemies don't know what to do when you're fighting them at a range, which obviously makes sense for the core mechanics of the game. But I felt like using just a rusty wheel, no matter how much we put into technique and motivity, it felt like we weren't doing any extra damage. Now, the real problem of this run came when we actually had to utilize the staggering. When I made the King of Puppets, I quickly learned that I don't think there is a way to beat this guy. I tried numerous amounts of times, and I just felt like he was out healing the damage that I ever was doing to him. So if anyone by any means wants to do this run, let me know. I really want to see if you can beat him with a rusty wheel. This was my first run. I didn't know him that well. Maybe I was just bad, but to answer the question, as far as I know, no, it is not possible to beat Liza P, even if you have unlimited rusty wheels, if that's all you were to use. Thank you guys for watching this video. This one, we're going to keep it pretty short. I'm not a fan of long videos. Stay frosty, folks.